Do you remember Schoolhouse Rock? Conjunction junction, what's your function? There's another one that I was just remembering today because I was just doing some research on propositions. There's one called busy prepositions, and it talks about in and there and over and all these different prepositions. So I thought I'd use that as a segue to talk about propositions. Now in California, we have these propositions set up to help homeowners save money when they transfer title, sell, move, you name it, and that's what we're talking about today. Hi, I'm Vito Scarnecchia. I'm with Abitano Real Estate here in San Jose, California. Today we're talking about the busy propositions that we've put in place to help California homeowners save money when it comes time to move or sell their properties. Do me a favor and take 2 seconds. That's all it's going to take. It's just 2 seconds to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and that little bell to be reminded of new videos that we post every week. Boring disclosure alert. I'm not a tax professional, nor am I a lawyer. So if you have tax or legal questions, ask a tax professional or a lawyer. If you don't have one of those people at your disposal and you need help finding one, let me know. Just shoot me an email, drop me a comment down below, and I'd be happy to help you out. You've probably heard of some of these propositions, and that's okay. We're going to do a quick brief on each one of these today, and later on we're going to post deeper dive videos into each one of these topics just so we can have a little bit more understanding of how these different propositions and other tax advantages can work for you. Now, these are mainly for Santa Clara County and surrounding areas. And if you live in areas outside of that area, or you're thinking about moving into California, it would probably make sense for you to continue listening to this video. But if you have no intention of moving to California or even Santa Clara County, you probably want to move on at this point. I took these propositions and put them into a few different groups to make them a little bit more contextually digestible. For example, the next three that we're going to talk about are basically for you as you grow older. Proposition 60, 90, and 110. And those are, let's say that you're 55 years old and older and you bought a house back in the 80s for $200,000. And now your house is worth $1 million, which is very plausible here. Proposition 60 allows you to sell your house and transfer your tax basis over as long as it's equal value or less within the same county. So for example, if you bought that house in 1980 and you're paying maybe $2,000 a year in property tax plus the increases, if you sold your house and bought $1 million house today, you would be paying about $8,000. Proposition 60 allows you to transfer your tax basis or your cost basis over to your new property. And that's within the county. Proposition 90 is basically the same thing, but also allows you to go to 9 other counties within California. It used to be El Dorado County as well, but as of 2018, that's no longer. And Proposition 110 allows you to do the same thing, transfer your tax basis over from one property to another as long as it's equal or lesser value if you're permanently disabled, blind, or a senior. So the next group that we're talking about is more for your legacy. And I say that because there's a couple different ways to do it, but again, that's reserved for you and your tax and legal professionals to discuss how to strategically employ it. Proposition 58 and 193. It's basically the same idea as Proposition 60, except for it allows you to transfer your tax basis and your principal residence over to your children. So in the same example, if you bought your house in 1980 and it's worth $200 back then, it's now worth $1 million, and within your trust or what have you, you can transfer that property over to your children and they will receive the same tax basis that you're enjoying right now. How you use that information is completely up to you. But again, that's something to talk to your lawyer and your tax professional to do that, to come up with a sound, strategic plan to make sure that you're doing it well. And 193 is, Proposition 193 is exactly the same thing, except for instead of transferring title and your tax basis over your children, is for your grandchildren. I just want to make sure that you understand that you don't need the likes of a real estate agent when this happens. You need a lawyer and a tax accountant to make sure that you're doing it correctly, and they'll help you process the paperwork. You don't need a real estate agent to get in the way of making sure this all happens, because it's just simply not necessary, and it's saving you a lot of money that way. And you know, our main function as real estate agents is to locate the buyer for a seller and broker or create a contract between them and negotiate terms. And that's specifically what we do. We do a lot more on the outside, like prepping your house and helping you understand these different rules and helping you find areas that's best suited for your needs. But that's what you need to do when you want to give your property away to your children or your grandkids. All right, this one is a very well-known one. Most people understand it, but there's a lot of confusing things to it. And even real estate agents, when I have discussions with them, they're confused about it. So I did a much deeper dive. All you need to know about Proposition 13 is we put a cap on the increase in value that the county assessor can place on your home. They can take that house that you bought back in 1980 for $200,000, and every year they can place a 2% increase on it. Max, that's it. Proposition 13 also requires that the state and counties can never charge more than 1% of the assessed value at any given time. So for Santa Clara County, we pay 0.79%. That doesn't include ad valorem taxes like paying for the county sheriff, the jail, roads, schools, the Board of Education, and all these other things that we voted on. The next one is Proposition 8. So when 2007, 2008 came around and all the property values went crashing down, your tax bill was still the same thing. Proposition 8 allows you to ask the assessor to recognize the depreciation in your property or the lowering of the market value in your property and reassess you temporarily at that new value. So when we bought this house, we bought it for $700 and then went up to 8 or 9, and then 2008 happened and went back down to like maybe 6. And I asked the assessor to lower the value temporarily, and that's what they did. And there's a way of doing it. If this happens again and you're in the need, give me a call. I'll do something called a CMA or a mini appraisal, and I'll help you find the link to get the form for that. Next one is the property tax postponement. Property tax postponement program. Property tax postponement program. All right, the next one is the property tax postponement. The next one is the property tax postponement program. That's a tongue twister. And that helps you if you're a senior citizen or a disabled person within Santa Clara County. Allows you to postpone your taxes until you either get up on your feet or you pass on or sell your property. All right, so this one is a little bit more near and dear to my heart. I'm a veteran, and if you're a veteran, Semper Fi, thank you for your service. If you're rated 100% disabled through the VA and you're a homeowner, you can take $150,000 off your assessed value. That's a huge boon, and that really helps a lot of different things. Even if you're going to do the postponement program through the county, you can lower that when it comes time to sell. So keep that in mind. All right, so that's it. Propositions, exemptions, taxes, you name it. I hope this was helpful and informative. If you're looking to relocate here to San Jose or in the area in Santa Clara County, I have a free relocation guide down below. Check it out. My name is Vito Skarnickia, and I'm with Abitano Real Estate. I'll see you out there. So